everyone, Brendan here, Big Bird here, hope you're all doing well. Thought I'd just make a quick video and show you all my class setups and hopefully you enjoy them. So, I understand that everyone's got their own choices and whatnot, but we'll try our best to go through them all. I just want to do a quick rundown on all of them. I'll make my settings in a separate video. So, I don't use shotguns much, but all my shotguns have a one-time zoom, and if I use anything with some sort of a scope on it, or not scope I should say, but modified sights, I use maybe buckhorn occasionally, or whatever it is that there is on it. So for example, on the trench gun I always use just the normal iron sights for stock accuracy reasons, because it's actually got the heat shield. I put the bayonet on every single weapon in the game. Lower the zoom, you don't need zoom on a shotgun. Same applies to all these weapons. The scope, the modified sight I should say, that's at 2.5. And just so you guys know, I use the beam reticle on every single weapon in the game that's an optical version, or has a marksman version, or has a scope on it. Any weapon that has a scope or a modified sight, I always use the beam reticle, and I always usually max my zoom out. SMGs, I all have my zoom at 1, unless it's got an optical version, or in this case the experimental, that I have it at 1.25. And I always use the beam reticle. Like I said, I've got a bayonet on all my guns, I center my recoil on all of them, so every single stat here you see is the exact same. The only one I don't do the same with is the river rolls. I put it at 2 for factory, and I put it at 2.5 or 2 for the optical, just because this gun's better for longer ranges than all the others. Same applies to every weapon in the game except the thermal stock, because you can't customize this weapon, but you guys get my point. I only use the gasser, I don't use revolvers, and the other pistols. I only use this revolver, I don't use the Mark 6 or the others. The Gant, the number 3, I only use this one, I don't use anything else. You can fire this thing in fully automatic one hit firing. It's got the best revolver damage if you don't count the Peacekeeper. It's just really reliable. Hits really hard. It's fairly accurate. The only thing I hate is you get a lot of recoil, but they normally reset as between each shot, so you don't have to worry too much about the recoil. The sights are pretty good. I don't only use the AT rocket if the tanks are getting really far away, and if I'm on bigger maps, but 9 times out of 10 I just use dynamite and the anti-tank grenades. Specialization, same thing. If you do decide to use another handgun, put your zoom at 1 and then just put whatever skin you want on. But like I said, I don't use the other revolvers because they're fucking pointless. Medic, auto revolver, syringe on the left, medical kit or pouch on the right. Pouch is better if you're a more aggressive medic and want to help your teammates from afar. Crate is better for more static maps, or if you have an emphasis on healing multiple teammates at once. And this always heals you straight away, but the downside is that if you get suppressed, it won't heal you. But this always works. If you toss it, it'll always heal someone. Smoke grenade, Yadigan sword on every single class. My perks change depending on the map, the gun, the mode, how I'm feeling, shit like that. Close range, mid range, and the long range pick. As you can see, all my classes are carefully made. Now I want to go to support next. Bulldog revolver on every single class. This is the fastest killing revolver in the game. Yes, even faster than the Peacekeeper, if you don't count the one-shot headshot or hardcore or anything gimmicky like that. If we're just talking normal body shots, normal shooting, normal situation, the Bulldog is the fastest killing revolver in the game, and it's not even close. Ammo crate. HE crossbow launcher on every single class. I might occasionally use a limpet or a repair tool. If it's something that's really annoying me, I might use a limpet, but I haven't used this in so long. 9 times out of 10 I've just used the HE crossbow launcher because it always works. You just shoot someone, they die. In their building, shoot the building, it blows up. Someone's around a corner, hit the building, push them, finish them off. And the repair tool if I'm, helping a teammate out. Smoke grenades, I use these for the most part on almost every single map, but if I'm playing on a really close range map like Argonne, Amiens or Fort Vaux, you might see me use frag grenades, but that's about it. Like I said, Yadigan sword on every single class. Pin down is very crucial if you're using any weapon that shoots lots of bullets or can lay down lots of fire, but I don't use it on the show shat. I don't know why I haven't equipped that. It's because I must have been swapping out the classes somehow and made a mistake, but 9 times out of 10 I don't use pin down on the show shat. It's okay, but with only 20 rounds it's only really good if you're trying to suppress a very particular person, but I don't often do that. So it just makes sense to use it on the other weapons. As you can see, I constantly change my classes and perks and kits for all of them, so I do occasionally make mistakes, but I try my best to always fix them when I can. I always use the Bodio whenever I play Scout. This is the second or third fastest killing revolver, if you don't count the Bulldog's close range 2-hit kill and the Peacekeeper's one-shot headshot, but this gun has the greatest range out of all of them, so you could count this as number 1 if you wanted to. I know the Gasser has more range, but this shoots quicker, so I guess it just depends. But I always use this revolver over the Mars. These are the two most popular, if you don't count maybe the MI-1011 or maybe the Frommerstoff. Frommerstoff's damage is too low, MI-1011 shoots, it's just an average pick if you want a little bit of everything. The Mars has better damage than the Bodio, has a bigger magazine and reloads faster, and has less recoil. But the Bodio has better iron sights, pulls out quicker, has better hip fire, has a much higher rate of fire, and hits way harder at close range. It's a 2-hit kill as opposed to a 3-hit kill. And also it's more historically accurate and it looks cooler, so that's why I prefer it. HE bombs, smokes, if I'm playing a close range map, I'll use grenades, as you can see, Type 38. I'm trying to use this over the Mosin because I know it's technically better, smaller profile, can reload individual rounds at 4. Better iron sights, you get 3 variants instead of 2. But something about the Mosin, it just always works for me, but I've been trying different snipers out. I've been getting back on the Mauser, as you can see, because typically I just use SMLE, Mosin, Arisaka, but I've been getting back on the Mauser a bit, so like I said, same perks really, Yadigan sword, mines, flare gun. I used to use K-bullets for a very long time if I needed extra ammo, but because I play in a squad now, I don't often have this issue. I never really even used K-bullets to target vehicles. I typically just used it as just extra ammunition if I was really low, and that's it. But I don't really often have that issue anymore, so that's just how I keep my classes, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, any skin you want. I don't use any goofy sights. 9 times out of 10 I'm always just using the normal iron sights, especially for the Lewis gun, the Perino, the Madsen. I don't use any AA sights on basically any weapon except for the Burton. The Burton is the only one where I think I use the AA sight on the Burton, but although for some reason I can never seem to customize this weapon's sights when in the menu, which is rather strange. But there is a bayonet on this gun, I just want you to know, and I do use the AA sights on the Burton because the actual iron sights are fucking awful. I might occasionally use the AA sights on the Parabellum. I've used them a few times in the Lewis gun and, the 30 cal, but yeah, I don't often use them because I just consider them pointless. I got service styles with most of the weapons in the game, but there's a few I don't really often use much. But yeah, just use whatever you're comfortable with. So my top 3 would be Lewis gun, Parabellum, Shoshat, Arisaka. I would normally replace this with the Mosin and replace this with the SMLE. I would say these are my top 3. Well, not the Fedorov. I'd actually probably replace that with the Sweeper or the Serigotti, but Tommy gun, Automatico, Ripper rolls are probably my top 3 assault weapons. But yeah, I use 1 gadget, 1 handgun, 1 sword, and usually 2 grenades. So this normally never changes, but the weapon, the primary weapon, always changes. But these don't. Okay, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you learned a few things, that's great. Everyone customizes their weapons their own way. I typically play at 2 times zoom for all of them. I have my camos on all of them. I use a bayonet on all of them. Don't use AS sights. I use the beam reticle on every single optical weapon in the game. I use 2.5 times zoom on all of them. Same goes for sniper scopes or marksman scopes or anything like that. I just use the beam reticle, maximum zoom, and that doesn't change. Same handguns, same melee weapons, smokes, grenades. I very rarely use gas or incendiaries unless I absolutely need to. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Take it easy and be safe.